Okay, everybody, my name is Jeremy, and this is week one of MDF 3. This week, we basically created an application that can handle an external implicit intent. So, this week, I chose to use a browser. And so, let's go ahead and see the browser in action. So, if we go to the App Store, we'll see here a link for xdadevelopers.com. Go ahead and click it, and you can see there it is working. It does show my browser, which is Spring Browser, as one of the options to go ahead and complete the action. So we'll go ahead and do that just once. And you can see there's my browser on the screen. I kind of went with a more simplistic look rather than the typical, the address bar at the top, the search, the go, everything else that all the browsers have. Initially, I wanted to do a pop-up browser. I didn't have enough time to actually find all the code needed to get that working, but I was able to find all the code to get a majority of the features I wanted done. Only one feature I really kind of wanted was to remove the search icon down here when you're scrolling. So if you were to scroll up just like you would on Google Plus, their icon disappears, and then when you scroll back to the top or on the way to the top, it reappears on there. That's something I was kind of looking into. Spent a couple hours on that. I couldn't find anything that would work on my code, so kind of left it as it is. But if you want to get to the address bar, you just click on that and it'll actually display the address bar and it'll pull up the keyboard for you. So let's go ahead and remove all of it. And we'll go ahead and go to Google. And it actually does a Google search for you. And it'll go ahead and pull up, you can either do a search from the very top, of course, bar. Let's see here, google.com. Or you can go ahead and do it through the application itself. You don't have to type in the whole HTTPS. That does get done automatically for you. So let's go ahead and type in let's do trains.com, and you can either click the done button or the search icon, and it'll go ahead and load the website for you. And you do have a back button and a forward button that is fully functional, so let's go ahead and click on that link right there. And if we want to go back, we can just go ahead and go to the back, or we can go forward again. And it does also have, so when you put it on landscape mode, it actually takes advantage of the action bar at the very top. You do have the refresh button that appears right there. Normally it's underneath the drop down menu. So you can go ahead and hit refresh and it'll go ahead and reload everything on the screen. Or you can go ahead and type on it and it'll do the same thing. So my browser kind of wanted to keep it simple. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I didn't want to create the same browser that many other companies have, like Chrome. They have the same look on everything. Wanted to kind of create something simple, something quick. So when you click on a link, it will actually just pop up the browser, and you can see what the person is sending you, and go back to the application that you were on previously. When you do load the application as a default application, it loads up with a google.com page right here, and you could do a search either through here. So you can do a search on cars and click on the little search icon there, and you can see it pulls up there. Or you could do, of course, a search through the URL, and every page that you're on, it will actually show the URL right here when you click on the icon. So it's kind of neat, it's kind of simple. Didn't want to overcomplicate it. It does check for connectivity. When the enhancements that I don't have much on there. So when I get the intent, I kind of just convert it to a string and just load it into the browser. If it doesn't have the intent, it'll go ahead and load the default web page for you. Do have some on-click listeners on there, of course. It does handle any of its tasks. So when you click on a link, you notice it didn't ask you how do you want to accomplish it. It'll kind of do everything within itself, so that way you don't have to keep saying just once, or always. I wanted to add the scroll right around here, but it just wasn't working for me. It's just got the basic functionality. It's a lot smaller of a application than the Java 2 applications, for example. So what I would feel that I haven't learned in Java that I know in Objective-C. Objective-C kind of unfair question because Objective-C kind of broke down line by line, code by code, what everything does, how it does it, gave us examples of how everything works, and kind of showed us how everything's working, and we kind of learned step by step. In Java, I noticed it's a little different. It's kind of more, here's a basic idea of how it goes. Find the answers and find the code and find how to put your application together on your own. So it's a little different. I wouldn't have done too many things different this week. I kind of really like the way the application looks and how the application handles the web pages. I would have probably added a zoom feature on there so you can kind of pinch the zoom on there, and as well as a share button or as get the icon out of the screen that I mentioned earlier. A few things that need more clarification. At this point, we're good. I kind of got the flow of everything for Java. Just do a lot of searching on Stack Overflow, and it seems to help out very much. So that's my application for week 1, and I'll see you guys all next week.